Guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi, my name is Dana. I upload new videos at least once a week, usually something tea related. Sometimes I change it up a little bit. So if you're into these kinds of videos, you may want to subscribe to my channel for some weekly tea and just other fun stuff. Today I'm going to do a review of a new tea from DAVIDStea. DAVIDStea just released a lemonade inspired collection for the summer, and this is the first one I'm going to try. It's called Melonade. Before we do anything else, let's get our tea steeping. So I'm gonna make it iced today in my steeper. Since it's summer now and we're into like the summer collections, and this is like a lemonade inspired collection, I just thought it would be really weird to make it hot. So I'm gonna put 2 scoops of tea right into my steeper. And then I'm gonna fill it right to about that logo with hot water. Okay, now I will set this to the side and let it work its magic. Melonade sounded really weird to me at first. Like melon tea has, you know, I feel like it could definitely be a big old like hit or miss in my mind. There's ones that I've tried, like I've tried Sour Watermelon by DAVIDStea, and that was excellent. But then there was one called Cantaloupe Ice that I didn't like at all. So I feel like it can go either way for me with like melon teas. But this one really intrigued me because it is a green tea, and that's my favorite variety of teas. So I thought I would give this one a try. So it's called Melonade, like melon lemonade, I guess. And it's a green tea, and it says, get fresh with sweet cantaloupe, tangy lemon, and a splash of cooling cucumber. And then the ingredients are apple, melon, carrot, green tea, roasted chicory root, sweet blackberry leaves, apple pumice, lemon peel, beetroot, passion fruit granules, marigold blossoms, citric acid, and natural and artificial flavoring. Since it's a green tea, it's gonna have some low caffeine. I feel like when tea collections are geared more towards iced teas, DAVIDStea seems to really like lean into the category of caffeine free. So I feel like we usually get like 1 green tea or so per collection when it's like a summer one made more for iced. So we'll see how this turns out. It smells definitely like melon. I do smell the lemonade inspiredness. I mean, yeah, I'd say it smells like a melon lemonade. Smells pretty good. I don't smell the green tea. I definitely smell like that punch of like melon first and foremost, but I see the tea leaves, which is good. So here's how it looks in our spoon. Then I'd really love to dump it out on a plate so we can get a really good look at those pieces. I think it's really interesting that there's carrot in this. And roasted chicory root. That's very interesting. And it says that there's a splash of cooling cucumber flavor in it, but there's no actual cucumber in the ingredients. I'm kind of curious how that would work. Can you dry cucumber? I feel like that would be a really weird sort of ingredient. So I'm assuming that any sort of cucumber notes is going to come either like from the melon itself, because there's a teensy bit of similarity, I'd say, between like a cantaloupe and a cucumber, or from the natural and artificial flavorings. But it's really interesting to me that there's carrot, and I really see the carrot too. Here's the loose tea all spread out. And yeah, like I see these big orange bits of carrot. There should be actual pieces of melon, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking these might be it, because I do see the apple pieces. I always recognize those. And passion fruit, I mean, that could be the passion fruit too, so I'm not really sure. Oh no, here it is. This would be the melon, these little orange guys. And if you put them next to a carrot piece, you could definitely tell a strong difference between those two. So I think the little guys are the melon pieces. That yellow guy is, I think, a passion fruit granule. And I definitely see the beetroot as well, these little dark dried pieces. I love beetroot in a tea because it provides such a beautiful color, and I don't find that it provides much flavor, so you don't get that like earthy beatiness unless they're really like trying to bring it out. And I do see a lot of chunks and a little less of like the actual tea, but the tea is the fourth ingredient, so it's right in the middle. And I feel like for an iced tea, that's kind of the way to go. I don't personally like straight teas iced. I don't like to go to a restaurant and order like unsweetened black iced tea. I really don't like the taste of that. I would so much rather drink like just a straight tea hot. Even green tea, I love green tea, but iced, there's something about it. Like maybe since whenever we drink something cold, here in America at least, it's always sweet. Like we grow up drinking like Capri Sun and like fruit juices and sodas. So then when I taste something that's cold but not sweet, it like shocks me a little bit. So I'm not the biggest iced tea person in general, but when I do try like an iced tea and I find myself liking it, usually it has some like stronger element than the tea. So usually it's really fruity, sometimes maybe some licorice root, something to like sweeten it up. Since this is a green tea, we definitely don't want to let it oversteep. So I'm gonna start grabbing some ice for my cup. I feel like I complain so much about not having an ice maker that it would probably appear that I don't make iced tea because it's inconvenient, but it's honestly just a flavor thing, I think. I think our taste buds, or mine at least, are so conditioned to expect cold things to be sweet that it's just like, it's weird to me. I just don't enjoy the taste of like an iced tea. If I do go to a restaurant, I never order a drink. I always just get water. I can see myself ordering like a lemonade off a menu, but when it comes to iced tea, I don't like restaurants' iced teas. Another fun fact, when I worked at Starbucks, I never tried any of their tea, which is probably shocking. I worked there for 9 months, and I never once tried even one of their teas because, first of all, I'm a little hurt about what they did to Teavana. Like in my heart as a person who loves tea, even though like, you know, it was like DAVIDStea versus Teavana, and I'd always obviously pick DAVIDStea. In my heart, I couldn't justify like drinking that tea after the way that Starbucks bought them out and closed all their tea stores. But also, it was just like, I have so much tea at home. If I'm gonna get a free drink, I didn't wanna like waste it on tea because I don't have an espresso machine here, so I always got espresso instead of tea when I worked at Starbucks. But also their iced tea, I've heard a couple of you guys talk about how you've ordered iced tea from there and you can tell that it's doesn't taste fresh to you, and I kind of want to provide a little bit of insight there. When you order tea at Starbucks, like an iced tea, it's been sitting in the pitcher for up to 12 hours. I think it was 12 hours that we would throw it away. So sometimes you could be getting tea that, you know, me and you would kind of consider a little bit old. But where I had the biggest issue was how we were making the tea. There was green tea, white tea, black tea, passion tea, which didn't even have passion fruit. And then there were like infusions and stuff. And we used the same water temperature and the same steep times for all of those teas. So the white tea, the little delicate baby white tea leaves, were being steeped the same amount of time as the passion tea and the black tea. And that, it like broke my heart a little bit if I ever had to like make the tea. So as a tea lover, I just don't recommend getting your iced tea from Starbucks, but you do you. If you enjoy the taste, you enjoy the experience, do it. I'm just saying, like, that's why I was not inclined to ever drink the tea when I worked there. Here's how our steeper is looking now. It looks almost like a weird like lake water or something. Like it's such a weird color and there's all these like weird bits in it. Let's go ahead and do the magic part with our steeper. Oh wow, look at that color. Oh my God, that's pretty. Wow, really cool. What a pretty color. It's like bright orange, like a beautiful sunset. And I have this metal straw that I'm gonna be using. When this was sitting in the steeper, I was thinking like the color looks crazy. It looks like swamp water or lake water. But once it's steeped into here, like, because I was like, why would they put green tea that comes out like a greenish goldish color? Why would they put that with beetroot? They're gonna get such a gross color. But the beetroot really took over nice. I love that it's beetroot instead of hibiscus because it's not gonna have that tart flavor. It's not gonna like outshine the like melon and cucumber, like lemonade sort of flavor. But I think it's gonna be awesome with the beetroot. And I do like to give it a minute to combine with the ice because sometimes like the flavor isn't like combined and like right until you give it a second. So I do wanna give it a minute to kind of get acclimated to its new home in my cup. But it looks gorgeous. This color is so pretty. All right, I think it's been sitting long enough to go ahead and give it a try. It's pretty good. I taste the lemon a lot more than I smelled it. And it does taste like a lemonade. I do think I personally may have oversteeped the tea a little bit because I'm getting a little bit of bitterness from the green tea. But otherwise it's pretty good. I definitely could imagine enjoying this like on a summer day if the weather ever warms up here in Illinois. So maybe another reason that I'm not crazy about like green teas iced is because of that like astringency, because you do get a little bit of that from like, I think any tea leaf, even white tea, like that sort of drying mouthfeel. And you don't get that with just a fruit infusion. So I think that's another thing that kind of puts me off of those kinds of teas iced, but that's just a personal preference. As far as flavor, I'd say I can taste the tea a little bit, which is good. But that like melon flavor is like really just the star. I don't really taste cucumber like separately. Like I don't really taste like a splash of cucumber, but it definitely has that vibe, like that really cooling, like refreshing sort of like melon cucumber vibe. I have to hand it to them because doing cantaloupe is unique. You know, like doing a cantaloupe flavor. I feel like I'm gonna finish like this whole thing on camera. This never happens. I always drink like just a little bit, but since it's iced, I feel like I'm like flying through it. But I'd say it's pretty brave to do cantaloupe because watermelon lemonade would have been really easy to make, I feel like. They could have done like a sour watermelon sort of thing with some lemon and, you know, maybe even hibiscus then. But I feel like to go for it with a cantaloupe lemonade, it's just something that like not a lot of tea companies would be brave enough to do. That's kind of what makes David's Tea so special, is like they're constantly doing things that other tea brands just didn't really do until they came along. I think it's great that there's sweet blackberry leaves in here because it does provide a little bit of sweetness, but it's definitely not crazy sweet. With a lot of fruit infusions, when I make an iced tea, I let it steep for a really long time, and that like draws all the sweetness and all the flavor out of the fruit bits. With this tea, you can't do that because you'll oversteep your green tea. So it's not meant to be like super sweet. It's like a spa kind of vibe. Like if you were sitting out by the pool, or if you were like at like some fancy, like at a beach, like doing like a self-care day and you have like cucumbers over your eyes, maybe like a mask, and you're just like out by the pool, you know, like a cucumber water vibe, but more elevated, you know? Yeah, this would be perfect for like a self-care day, especially because it has all the benefits of the green tea, like you're getting some antioxidants too. So it's not just like a hydrating, refreshing kind of treat yourself moment. It's all of that, but with like a punch of antioxidants. So even better. So clearly I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost all the way through my cup. I love the color. I love how like refreshing it is. I love that it's a green tea. I don't know that I would buy too much more of it just because I'm not a big iced tea person. But in a scenario where I was going to be doing some kind of like pool stuff or like outdoor activities, I think this is an awesome option. And I think a lot of you guys will really like it. Let me know in the comments what is the most unique lemonade you've ever tried. I think the most unique one I've ever had was a cucumber lemonade that I had when I was at a restaurant with my mom. I hope you are having a beautiful day and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.